Hello students, welcome to Legacy IS Academy. In today's video, we are going to discuss about an asteroid by the name of Apophis, which is going to pass with Earth, pass near Earth somewhere about 30,000 kilometers away from the Earth. And in this context, ISRO's chairman has given a very important statement. From that statement, what we can realize that ISRO is now ready to venture into the planetary defense. Planetary defense means to defend planet Earth against the risks or threats that is originating and coming from the outer space or the solar system. So, what are these risks to the planet Earth and how we can defend ourselves from these risks is what we are going to discuss in this particular video. So, to explain you about the context and why this particular issue is news, recently the chairman of ISRO, S. Somnath, has said that we should be able to go and meet the asteroid Apophis, as we have discussed, an asteroid that is going to pass near Earth at a very near distance to the Earth by the end of year 2029, and this distance will be roughly about 32,000 kilometers. Now, obviously, from in first instance it looks a very long distance or big distance, but if talking about the celestial bodies, this distance is not very long. So, the Indian Space Agency might send its own spacecraft or collaborate with other space agencies. Now, how ISRO will tackle this, how ISRO will contribute and will try to go and meet the asteroid, it is still not been decided. But a NASA mission has already been confirmed and ISRO might want to collaborate with NASA for this particular issue. Somnath's remark revealed ISRO's intent to develop capabilities in planetary defense, an area it has so far not entered. ISRO largely till now has focused on sending satellites, launching satellites in the space, developing of the satellite launch vehicles and using the outer space for benefiting the farmers and other stakeholders of the country. Not only that, ISRO now also is able to transport satellites not for India, but also for the other countries as well. So, obviously, given the robust development that has happened in the landscape of ISRO since independence, we can say that ISRO is now trying to enter into such territories which has been uncharted till now or which has not been thought about till now. So, this is what the development is all about. So, now if we focus again about the Apophis, the asteroid that is going to pass nearby Earth. So, it was first of all discovered in year 2004 and that time scientists all across the world agreed that there is roughly about 2.5 to 3% of chance that it might collide with the Earth. Now, this highest probability, though it seems very low probability, but till now whatever research we have concluded or we have conducted, it was the highest probability of any large asteroid hitting Earth in the recent past. However, since then lot of time has passed and initial observation showed that if that not in 2029, Apophis could hit Earth in 2036 or 2068. However, some scientists compared the potential impact to the event that wiped out dinosaurs somewhere about 66 million years ago. However, as per the recent research, now most of scientists and the space agency agree that the chance of being hit by this asteroid is very negligible in nature. So, most precisely what will happen that in the April 13 of 2029 as of current estimate, it will pass nearby Earth and it will be closest to the Earth. The closest proximity will be 19,000 miles, that is 32,000 kilometers. Now, if you compare that with the distance between the Earth and Moon, that is roughly about 238,900 miles, that is 384,000 kilometers. So, the Moon is almost 10 times more farther than what the asteroid will pass near the Earth. So, it will pass to Earth than some of our geostationary satellites even, because geostationary satellites sometimes they are stationed above 36,000, 38,000 kilometers away. So, it will be even nearest or nearer to some of the geostationary satellites. If we talk about Apophis, obviously since it is passing very close to the Earth, will it be visible from the Earth? The answer is yes. If you are looking at this asteroid from the countries or regions of Africa, Western Asia or Europe, so from this region the asteroid will be visible and in about 100 years it will pass even closer. So, that is overall current estimates or current study talks about this particular asteroid. Now, let us try to understand in this context different kind of terms that we use to classify the objects coming from the space. So, there are three major kind of objects that we can classify here. First, that we are discussing about currently asteroid. So asteroids are nothing but a large rocky objects of generally irregular shape which can be made up of metals, and these are nothing but leftovers from the formation of the solar system. Those material which were not able to consolidate to form a planet or did not become part of any planet, they keep on revolving around the sun, and these are called as asteroids. If asteroids are less than 1 meter in diameter or size, they are known by the other name of meteoroids. So meteoroids are a smaller version of an asteroid. Now something what happens when a meteoroid or asteroids enter into the Earth's atmosphere, it start to burn due to the friction with the atmospheric gases, and due to this frictional forces a stream of light or energy is released. So this stream of or streak of light that is produced due to this effect is referred as meteor. And sometime what happens, generally 99% of meteor get destroyed in the atmosphere itself, but sometime an unburned fragment of an asteroid or meteorite might fall on the earth, and this fallen solid object is referred as meteorite. So these are the three terms: asteroid, meteor and meteorite, and also you have the meteoroid. So the current object Apophis that we are talking about falls under the criteria of being an asteroid, because overall if you look at its diameter, it is about 450 meter at its widest part. Now before that also in year 2013 we have an asteroid that passed nearby Earth, and the part of that asteroid fell around the Chelyabinsk region of Russia, causing damage to a significant extent. So asteroid that eliminated dinosaur, if you compare with that, it was 10 to 15 kilometer wide. An asteroid that caused significant damage in Chelyabinsk region was about 20 meters wide. So if you compare that with the Apophis, obviously it is smaller than which have caused the extinction of dinosaur, but larger, much more larger, almost 20 times larger than what hit the Chelyabinsk region of Russia. We will come to this also in the later part of the video. So this is overall about what we can call as the asteroid Apophis. Now Apophis may not pose a direct threat to the Earth because it is passing nearby the Earth, but asteroids are headed toward Earth all the time. So even if Apophis is not going to strike the Earth, we cannot we cannot exclude the possibility that in the future such events will not happen in the history of Earth or in the future history in the future of the Earth. So in this context, all the space agencies across the world have to have a plan and preparation that how they will basically tackle this threat. So in fact, thousands of asteroids or meteorites have entered the Earth's atmosphere in past also, and most are very small and burned up in the atmosphere due to the extensive frictional forces, but some of the larger ones burn spectacularly and show up as fireballs in the sky also. And in some cases, unburned fragments make it to the surface, although they are not large enough to cause much damage. So in this context, if you look at currently, which is the largest piece of meteorite that has fallen on the Earth. So this meteorite is situated in African country by the name of Namibia. It weighs somewhere about 60 tons. So this is the piece, this is the largest asteroid or meteorite we can see that has fallen on the Earth, weighing 60 tons, named as Hobo in the Namibia region of Africa. So once in a while, however, asteroids do cause damage, and the example is nothing but the extinction of dinosaurs that we can think in mind. Now in earlier we have discussed about an asteroid Chelyabinsk that caused some damage in the Russia. So this happened in year 2013, and the most important thing about this asteroid is that only when it hit the Earth or enter the atmosphere, we were able to understand that an asteroid has entered the atmosphere and is going to strike somewhere near the Earth. The reason is because of its direction. It was coming directly from the same direction as when the sun was situated, and due to the bright light of sun, this asteroid was missed by most of the space agencies. So it was a 20 meter wide asteroid that entered the atmosphere and exploded somewhere about 30 kilometers above the Russian town of Chelyabinsk. 30 kilometer means somewhere in the region of stratosphere, the second atmospheric layer of the Earth. Now even after exploding above such a great height, the energy that was released was almost to a yield of 400 to 500 kilotons of TNT. To compare that, the energy that was released by an atom bomb that detonated over Hiroshima region of Japan in the World War II was only was somewhere about 26 to 33 times lesser than that. So, that was the amount of energy which was released here. So, most of this energy was absorbed by the atmosphere obviously, but the shock waves that were generated due to this were able to reach the earth's surface or near the ground and flattened trees, damaged buildings and injured 1491 people. Now, the point we have to keep in mind here that Chelyabinsk in Russia obviously is a town which is having very low population density. That is why the casualty reported was very less. Now, imagine if similar kind of events happen over dense populated regions of the world, for example, China, India or metropolitan regions of European Union or we can say United States of America, the damage obviously will be manifold or many times higher than that. That is why we have to underline the significance and importance of having a planetary defense mechanism or planetary defense plan, as we can say. Now, also if we try to understand where do most of these asteroids are coming from. So, if you look at the solar system, you can clearly see that between the planet Mars and planet Jupiter, we have a very large area which is occupied by the objects, and this is the objects which are referred as asteroid. So, this region where you have such a huge number of asteroids that is found are called as MAB, that is the main asteroid belts, and most of asteroids that enter into the Earth's atmosphere or pass nearby Earth are coming from this region itself. Apart from this main asteroid belt, there are some small concentrated regions also. For example, around the orbit of Jupiter, you can see Jupiter Trojans is one such region of asteroids. Then we have Jupiter's Greeks are other asteroid belt, small asteroid belts. Then you have Hildas, that is the other asteroid belt. So, these are a small asteroid belt, but 95% of the solar system's asteroid are located in the main asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. So, this is what we can call as the origin or source of origin of the asteroids. Now, what and how the space agencies have decided to tackle such threat. So, in this context, NASA, that is the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, the space agency of United States of America, in 2022 for the first time demonstrated such technology that has long been a science fiction staple. Now, in 2022, very interestingly, a spacecraft by the name of DART was sent by NASA, and the objective of this spacecraft was to collide with another asteroid by the name of Dimorphos. By colliding with Dimorphos, the NASA expected and hoped that it will change the shape as well as the trajectory of the asteroid. Now, suppose if you are able to do this over a very long distance from the Earth, even a small change in the trajectory will cause a significant change in the trajectory over a long period of time, and if an asteroid is directly coming toward Earth, by using this mechanism, you might be able to ensure that this never reaches or strikes the Earth. So, this has been a successful mission, and Dimorphos did not pose a threat to Earth and was circling the Sun some 11 million kilometers away from our planet. But the reason why this was chosen is precisely because of this, because the reason was to demonstrate the success of this technology, the significance of this technology. So, it showed the beginning of Planetary Defence Program, and later on, as expected, more and more space agencies are now showing interest in this as well. So, when you talk about the Planetary Defence Program, the approach of Apophis has generated huge interest among the space agencies around the world. That is why ISRO, which has never talked about this thing also, has now started to think about this and wanted to collaborate to go and meet the Apophis asteroid. So, several missions, including those from private agencies, are expected to be launched in order to study the asteroid from close quarters. NASA has already recreated one of its spacecraft, one that previously studied the asteroid Bennu to track Apophis. This spacecraft is known by the name of OSIRIS-REx. So, OSIRIS-REx was previously used to study another asteroid by the name of Bennu, and same spacecraft will now go and study the Apophis as well. So, this spacecraft will go within a distance of somewhere about 4,000 km from the Apophis in the month of April 2029, and then trail the asteroid for 18 months. And during those crucial 18 months, this spacecraft will collect data and analyze the surface of Apophis. So, that is the overall purpose of this particular program. Now, why suddenly ISRO has shown interest? So, obviously, its intention to join such an endeavor that relates to the field of planetary mechanism displays its growing confidence on taking on newer challenges and contributing proactively to global space objectives. Obviously, ISRO is running a lot of ambitious program. Obviously, it has concluded successfully many such programs. For example, Chandrayaan 1, Chandrayaan 3, and then also we have this Gaganyaan that is already in the phase of, we can say, training. The astronauts are already being trained for this particular program. So, several missions, including those from, we can say. Thus, because of this region, lot of development, lot of changes are happening, positive changes are happening. ISRO has shown a interest in this field of space exploration as well. A mission to study an asteroid would be the first step toward building a program aimed at preventing celestial bodies from colliding with the Earth with potentially catastrophic consequences. So, this is something that also is in the interests of the entire humanity, because we are putting an effort to save the entire human race from being extinct due to a collision of an asteroid with the planet Earth if it happens in the future. That is all for this particular video. I hope you understood about the asteroid Apophis, the kind of risk it poses, and the interest and why the ISRO has shown interest in this part of space exploration. That is all for this particular video. Thank you very much.